Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. If you do enjoy the videos, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Ripple versus SEC, XRP Eyes monster rally as judge approves two firms to step in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so exciting to be in 2022 coming to you with this sort of information at the prices that we have right now, because when we get to 2023 and 2024, this channel, we will look back at 2022, the last quarter of 2022, and be like, wow, we had an amazing opportunity. We had. But it's up to us what we do with the information that is provided to us. Now, it's your responsibility. You know, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's your responsibility to take the weekend, less Netflix, and more research, more in-depth understanding of what it is that you hold. And I know that there are a lot of people sitting on the sidelines watching what's going on, which I personally don't mind. At the end of the day, if you're not sure about investing in something, I'd rather you not be in it. But let me tell you, you don't really have too much time left to decide. Now, I understand being on the sidelines, but you don't have too much time. And I'll break down today why you don't have a lot of time left. Now, when we talk about these particular two firms, you know, XRP Securities lawsuit slated to end in 4 months. After 2 years of procedural victories and losses, a drawn-out lawsuit over whether XRP sales violated securities regulation could soon come to an end. And we'll talk about what, for the first time, Brad Garlinghouse has given a very different opinion. He's actually given a timeline, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, community, I believe it's the first time that he's actually come out and said within 3 to 4 months. I don't think he's ever said that. He's said that it's a drawn-out process, that the court's got to do what they got to do. He's always been very, how do I say it, conservative in being accurate with time frames, which, right, as a CEO, you got to do, right? You cannot go out there and say, oh, within 3 months, I expect to win. You can't. Like, people will go sell their homes, like, right, to buy this stuff. And again, only put in what you can afford to lose. Don't over leverage. At the end of the day, if you're not willing to see it go to zero, you shouldn't be in it. That's the golden rule. Only put in what you can afford to lose. So it's really, really important. But federal judge works at their own pace. Optimistically, we're talking about 3 to 4 months. Pessimistically, it could even be longer than that. So, you know, he's saying optimistically 3 to 4. Pessimistically, could be a little bit longer. But the sentiment in the air is that Ripple will come out on top. It's been like that for a little while now, but now it's really, really started to take off, which is really, really exciting. Now, how Ripple bolsters its foothold in Europe, and new partnerships have been announced. So Ripple is now working more than ever in Europe, and again, you gotta dig deep to find this stuff, but it's really, really cool what is going on. Now, thus, Lemonway will be able to remove friction from its treasury process, eliminate the need for pre-fund account abroad, and reduce costs from the entire process. So that there is what essentially this company does. By using the Ripple on-demand liquidity to underpin Lemonway's treasury operations, they're looking forward to bringing significant benefits to the businesses, which can in turn pass on to its clients. Ripple solution allows for greater flexibility around when we make payments to our partners, releasing us from traditional banking cut-off cycle and driving operational efficiencies. That's it. Like, Ripple gets a foothold in European payments for demand for its on-demand liquidity product, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger week by week, month by month. Now, some of you come up and always ask this, so I'm going to tell you today again. Just because this announcement has been made, it doesn't mean that the price is going to move today. It will move, but it takes time. It takes time to change the payment system of the world. It takes time. So be patient, because all of these pieces of the puzzle that are starting to come together is positive. Long term, positive. Short term, doesn't change much. So just be mindful. Be mindful. Now, when we talk about what's been going out there as well, right? Head chef at SushiSwap says all accusations are baseless. Like, the governments are, the SEC, you know, look, they're doing their best to try, you know, make themselves relevant by going after different organizations. And look, we're not going to see that slow down. But just be mindful that in this era of, I guess, evolution, that we're moving towards blockchain full stream, there will be, governments, organizations, political people that will try and slow down the progress to the new age. It always happens. Happened in the 90s with the internet era. It will happen with crypto. But again, this is where your research and backing what you hold comes into play. So just be mindful of that as we move forward towards the end of 2022 and into 2023. Now, Ripple is looking to build a market-making platform for XRP. Now, CoinDesk had this particular article, they had this particular video that they played. It goes for 5.5, almost 6 minutes. I'm not going to play it for you, but basically they were talking about Ripple is looking to make its own market-making platform. Now, having a market-making platform is important, but it will be very, very interesting to see how this comes about. Now, how people were able to find out this type of information is by looking at who Ripple is hiring in the long term and what kind of positions they've got available in London and in Singapore. So very, very interesting, very clever, and something that I look at when it comes to different organizations that I'm looking at is, who are they hiring? How many people they got? What's their culture like? Is there an opportunity to speak to anybody that works in this company? That's when you really find out what is going on inside an organization. Now, could we get to 10? We'll talk about it. Calm down, serpents. We will talk about it today and what I think is likely to happen. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP price prediction on the brink of a steep correction. So as much as we've been talking about positive things for the last 7 minutes, I do see at the moment that the market sentiment is that we're going to go down before we go up. So I just want to make that very, very clear, because I know some of you don't watch the whole video. Also notice that about 72% of you aren't subscribed. So you come on, you watch the show, and then you leave, which is cool. But if you do like what you're hearing today, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really, really does help the channel, especially in a bear market as we are in right now. But ultimately, as long as you enjoy the show, I'm happy. And as long as you're getting value from it, I'm very, very happy. So I do expect the prices to go down before they go up. And of course, we'll talk about that today and what that can look like. But the news articles out there are really contradicting. Can XRP jump to $1 this week? Can it hit $10 after the lawsuit? It's really all over the place. And it makes it really, really hard to decide, which why, this article says XRP buys in limbo. Do we? Don't we? What's that look like? And I'll talk about that today. Now, I do want to bring this tweet to your attention, which opens up your eyes a little bit around what's going on at a governmental level, how potentially Ripple and XRP could be implemented. Now, if you see this right, then look at the solution. It would be solving a 2.37 quadrillion problem, which is the total value of securities processed in USD. And then check this out. FIS integration with Ripple's blockchain-based solution is being used at our clients' businesses for making cross-border remittance payments. The integration covers transaction creation, ingestion into the network, and upfront transparent disclosure of fees and forex rates before the customer confirms the transfer. So we are talking about from a long-term perspective. Now, I'm talking into 2024, 2025, right? We could potentially see the XRP blockchain used to solve a $2.31 quadrillion problem. Don't be surprised, serpents. Do not be surprised. Have a listen to what the Ripple CEO had to say in this interview.
So Ripple definitely, since this lawsuit started, the last 2 years, we have grown gangbusters. We've signed, I think it publicly said, hundreds of customers outside the United States. So it has affected our business domestically, and the U.S. is still the largest economy in the world, and so I clearly care about that. But I also, the problem we're solving is a global, one of the primary things we focus on is cross-border transactions, payments. And so, most people outside the United States don't really care that the SEC is suing us. I'll tell you a very quick, funny story. I'll keep it short. I was in the Middle East last fall, and we were meeting with customers. I'm one of the Ripple team members who's based there. It's really early in the morning. My time zones are all screwed up. We're meeting the CEO of a payments company, and but the employee from Team Ripple says, "Well, why don't you give an update on what's going on at Ripple?" And I start talking about the SEC. And after the meeting, he very delicately says to me, "No one gives a shit." And his point was, if you're not in the United States, the governments in Abu Dhabi, governments in Switzerland, Singapore, UK, Japan, they've provided the clarity how they view and categorize digital assets, and they don't care that the United States SEC has a viewpoint that is, pending in court.
How good is that? I mean, look, I have to say, I've said it time and time again, I really enjoy his style, his approach, and the other nations just simply don't care, right? I mean, I'm sorry, America, but you do think that you're the only one out there, but they're really not. And so for me personally, that gives me a lot of posture about what I hold. I personally don't care what happens in America, even though I do, I have my strong opinion that it will be a win or a settlement. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not financial advice. I'm just looking at the facts. But clearly the other nations around the world, they don't care. And neither do I. All right, let's talk about price. Now, I've been very firm for the last couple of weeks around the fact that we will potentially see very low 30s before we move up. And certainly yesterday when the market dropped quite dramatically, we thought, maybe it might be time to see that 33 cents again or low 30s. Now today, quickly the market has jumped back up, it touched 50 cents and then it dropped down. Now you will see this happen. You'll get fake outs. It'll come up. It probably can go up as high as 80 cents and then come back down. Be very, very patient because the market makers, the whales, will try and trick you into believing that the end is near. So be very, very mindful over the next coming weeks because you're going to be like, oh my God, we're back, let's go. And then boom, it will drop. Just be very mindful. That's how I'm interpreting the market. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that is essentially what I'm seeing at the moment. We might even touch 52 before we drop again, but we will drop again. Again, my thoughts on this because that's the kind of trend at the moment that we're looking to do. Now we do need to break above 84, consolidate above 84 to really be in the clear that we're out of here. But I think we're gonna have to be a little bit patient. Of course, if news comes out about that the case is settled, then all of this goes out the window because it will just skyrocket out of here. But at the moment, we are in this window, and this window has not finished yet. And so it's between 52 cents and roughly 28, 27 cents. So that's what I'm looking for. But at some stage, serpents, this must break, either up or down. But this is coming to an end. Looks like it will be like in December, but this will finish. And when this finishes, it has to go one way or the other. But the end of this is near. Now you can tell by my tone of voice which way I think it's gonna go. I think we're gonna moon, and I can't wait. I cannot wait, and it's super exciting to be with you every single time. If you did enjoy today's video, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, thank you. Look forward to see you on the next one.